Welcome back to the Urban Garden. My name is Christina, and I think in my previous video I showed you why I started my journey turning my urban garden space into a place where I can provide also for my family. So I guess I'm doing a little bit of homesteading in the city. So my last video was about worm composting and why I chose worm composting, and that is going fantastic. I've created so much soil already from harvesting for all my seedlings for my garden to come. I've also even created worm juice and I'm bottling it. I guess my dog has decided to join us. But anyways, I am very excited to show you today something that I have added to my urban homestead. And I do have to give a big shout out to actually a YouTube channel called Living Traditions Homestead. It was actually their video called Nerdy Quail Math that has got me on this topic, and I really think I made a great choice. I'm happy to show you today as to what I'm doing and our new additions. So stick along with me and I'll tell you why I chose quail. And also I have to mention I did try to hatch a batch of quail, and unfortunately they didn't hatch. But I'll also tell you what I did wrong there as well. So stick along and I'll show you what's happening here today. So I thought I'd quickly show you a little bit, and we'll come back to this as to what we've got going here on my counter. We of course are going to quickly look at get these guys out, and I'll get them into their brooder, or I guess my little cage I got set up for them right now. Just because they've had a long morning. They've been traveling for, I guess, a couple hours from the quail farm that I got them from. So I also purchased as well, I purchased 2 dozen, or I guess 3 dozen of my eating eggs. And we'll see later on, because I've actually never had quail eggs before. I heard they're delicious, so I will be making myself some scrambled eggs at the end of this video. I've also picked up, 3 dozen hatching eggs, because I'm going to try it again. This time with a proper setup, but we'll come back to that later. I have also here, I hear that I also want to provide my quail with a little bit more of a natural diet, some extra fresh eating. So I hear they like to eat out the insides of cucumbers, and then, you know what, the shells that they leave left over, I'm going to be putting in my worm bin. So everything will come back to being in use. And I'm going to give a little shout out here to Nicole Sky, who I guess is a YouTuber, her channel called Sky's Family. My daughter got so excited when she saw that I was watching her videos on her little quail-ions. So my little quail-ions are going to be nicknamed after her channel. So shout out to her. She did inspire me a lot on, just the fact that the reason why I have quail is because they are going to provide me with food and eggs, so I should also give them a little bit more of a natural environment. So what I've done here, I'm just going to show you, maybe I'm going to start with the seeds. I'm also going to be doing microgreens. I've got my microgreen seeds from, nobody can see that. I'll have to focus back in on that, but I will have the link included below. So there's microgreen seeds. It's from the Sheep Shelf or DIY neighbor. So I planted some spring salad mix, some sunflower seeds, and I planted some alfalfa seeds all in here. So, and the microgreens only take about a week to sprout, and so I'll be putting this inside in with my little quail-ions, so they'll have some little fresh food to peck at and something a little natural to go in. So again, like I said, let's have a quick look at our little quail, and let's get them into their box. And as I'm putting in their brooder box, I'll tell you all the reasons as to why I made this choice to add to my urban homestead. Okay, so let's take a quick peek inside this box. They're up and alive. Before I get into the brooder box, let's see if I can get one of these guys out. Oh my god, they're so cute. They're peeking their little heads out. I just need to show you how absolutely tiny these guys are. Oh, yeah. Shh. There we are, my little quail. Believe it or not, oh, I know, I don't want to step yet. Believe it or not, they're actually almost full grown. So let's go get them inside their box. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit as to why I chose quail. Number one is actually egg production. And this is when I'm going to do a little bit of my own nerdy quail math with you. The math really just says it all. 42 eggs a week just from 6 hens. And that is more productive than even a chicken. Now I'm going to tell you about the second reason as to why I decided to bring quail into my family. The first benefits, there is actually a lot of health benefits to eating the quail eggs, but the first benefit I found was it's known to improve vision, especially even in people with cataracts. The second reason is also it shows that it has the possibility to balance cholesterol levels, and that's due to the beneficial fatty acids that actually produce or encourage the good cholesterol rather than the bad cholesterol. And it also has heart boosting effects. It's also known to stimulate growth, because of the big protein punch that these eggs do have. They provide all the necessary building materials that our tissues need for growth. And number 4, reducing blood pressure. Due to the potassium in these little eggs, they've known that adding these eggs to your diet will actually help with any blood pressure issues. Number 5, they've also shown to cleanse the body. The studies have also shown that adding these, it's because of the antioxidants that are in them naturally help to eliminate toxins from our bloodstream. Number 6, they're also known to prevent chronic disease and boost your metabolism, because quail eggs, again, because of the antioxidant content that are essential to us, they're also packed with vitamin C and vitamin B. And one more fun fact on the benefits of eating quail eggs, they are known to treat allergies. There are people out there that have actually added quail eggs to their diets who are on allergy medications or suffer from severe hay fever and have found that it's reduced it or even eliminated the need for taking any allergy medications. And this is due to its being very high in an ovomucose protein. So again, this is just some of the second reason I believe as to why I chose to keep quail for my family. And the third reason actually was just quite simple. Their ease of care and their housing. They're from the time they hatch, believe it or not, they start laying at 6 weeks of age. They require a small space. They don't require a big space like a chicken coop or a tractor. Something more similar to just a simple rabbit hutch. There are a lot of great ideas out there. I will include in my video down below the 3 I think that I'm going to combine for these guys, which I'm going to have to start building soon for these guys to live outside for the summer. And I'll include that before. It was one from Living Traditions Homestead, one from, I forget his name, but I'll include it below. But it was a great combination of that, and also from Sky's Family. I love your quail mansion idea. I'm not sure I can really just do that, but it's definitely in the design plans. As you can see, the quail are all nice and happy, feeding and drinking, and their new little, I call it a brooder tank. It's just a setup I made. It's just actually it's a little lizard aquarium. I'm keeping them right now because technically at 5 weeks of age, they're still supposed to have a little bit of heat. Now I am going to give you just a little recap of my failed mission, because I originally started with 24 hatching eggs about 3 weeks ago. And unfortunately, on day 18, I realized they weren't going to hatch. My number one reason I do know is I tried a DIY incubator. So don't do it. If you say that you can make it, just don't try it. There was just way too much temperature fluctuation and humidity. I think I knew by day 16 when my eggs started to ooze that I actually had more of a rotten mess than some cute little chicks coming. We also unfortunately had a little accident. Our mama rabbit, her name is Eleanor, my English lops from my rabbitry that I have as well. Unfortunately, she was out roaming around. She got a little curious, so don't put the incubator on the floor. She jumped up on it. It was just a styrofoam container, knocked it over, and we had 24 eggs rolling all over the floor. So it may have been a bit of a contributing factor, but we love our Eleanor, and she is also a fantastic mom, as you can see. Now, let's get back away from the rabbits and get back to the quail. Okay, as I mentioned before, I've actually never had quail eggs, so let's just take a look at here. So here we've got what everybody thinks of, an egg, chicken egg. And I'm just going to see how many eggs I actually have to crack of these quail eggs. Even though I am going to be getting quite a few a day, you can see there's quite a difference in their size. So my idea is, well, how many quail eggs then would equal maybe one scrambled egg? So let's crack them open and let's see how many I have to crack. So let's just start with which everybody knows is the regular chicken egg. So we can see the approximate size right there. Actually, that's going to go in the worm bin. I'm going to crush that down for them. So we'll just throw that in the bin. And then, so now we can see right there, that's about approximate size. So let's see how many I got to crack for the quail. Ooh, they are a little bit of a kind of a tougher inner membrane actually than the regular chicken egg. So there's one. They are really interesting. There's two. Three. Oh, three looks like it's just about there, actually. Maybe one more. Actually, and one more is actually just a little bit over. So, as you can see, I got a little shell in there. As we can see right here, you see that there? They 4 quail eggs equal about 1 chicken egg. So again, if you go back to my nerdy quail math for the egg production, you know what, that's still not that bad at all. That's still a lot of eggs. So I'm going to, since I'm starving and skipped lunch, I'm going to scramble this up because I've never had quail eggs before. So this will be my quick little snack today with some toast. That was delicious. I'm really excited about this journey I'm about to take, creating my own eggs at home, and just using a little bit of my space in my urban garden. This is going to be a fantastic addition. So anyways, I'm going to come back to finish this, and now I'm off to actually go feed my worms and also feed all my other critters and rabbits, and also I'm off to go and set up the incubator, the new incubator, so stay tuned for that journey to come to hatch these eggs. So again, I thank you very much for joining me today with the Urban Garden and following and learning along with me as well. Any video links that I have referenced or things that I have watched in my learning or for inspiration, I have included below. So please check out those channels and also the featured channels. And so I guess I'll see you next time.